Hello and welcome to the Daily Millwall for Tuesday, the 22nd of October 2024. In today's Millwall news, we're going to start off with the match that was played today, the under-21s, and just like I told you in the previous video, Charlton may be top of the league, but they've been slapping the northern teams around week after week after week. As soon as they play someone from the Southern League, they fold like cheap laundry. So yes, under-21s see off 10-man addicts. Mill's under-21s were 2-0 winners over Charlton Athletic in the Professional Development League on Tuesday afternoon. Jack Howland and Carl Smith hit the target as CL deal. Toure saw red in the first half stoppage time for the addicts. Sean Hutchinson and Adam Mayer started for Kevin Nugent's side as they looked to regain fitness ahead of a first team return. So yeah, the team was, because we do have this big game coming up tomorrow, the team wasn't full of players from the first team squad like it had been previous times in terms of Femi Aziz has played for the under-21s, Murray Wallace, Wes Harding, Alfie Massey, no, Daniel Kelly as well, no, just Hutchinson and Mayer, that was it. So the team was as follows: George Evans in goal, Carl Smith, Drake, Lamptey, Hutchinson, Whiteman, Howland, Bangura Williams, Baker, Hearn, Mayer, and the subs were Mansour on for Hutchinson in the 67th minute, Bowman on for Whiteman at half time, Haywood on for Hearn on the 72nd minute, and Celestine Charles on for Mayer at half time. And the subs not used was the goalkeeper, Adai. There you go. Carl Smith scored an absolutely amazing up and down free kick over the wall. Very, very good free kick. And we know, because even though this was played at the training ground, they did film it and they did put it up on Twitter. So check that out if you can. So the visitors enjoyed a lot of possession in the opening stages, but failed to trouble George Evans in the Millwall goal on 29 minutes. Howland opened the scoring and put the Lions into the lead as he danced through the Charlton back line to find the net. Toure was then sent off for an early bath as he pulled down Henry Hearn on goal. Well, you can't do that. With Smith stepping up to expertly curl a free kick home from 20 yards to double the advantage. Despite being a man up, Millwall unable to add to their tally, but comfortably saw out the game to claim all 3 points. Next up for Millwall under-21s is a trip to AFC Bournemouth next Tuesday afternoon. Yes. Now what that does for the under-21s, Charlton obviously still top of the table. Millwall got 3 games in hand on them. And we're on 14 points with 4 wins, 2 draws and 2 defeats. And yeah, just got to play these games in hand and I'm sure we'll be climbing up the table. Obviously the aim is again to finish in the top 2 to get through to the national semi-finals, and it's obviously a long way to go, but you know, so far so good. Now moving on to first team affairs. Southernnews.co.uk. This is from Harris urges Millwall to tighten up at set pieces. Millwall boss Neil Harris urged his side to defend set pieces better after they conceded another goal from a corner against Derby County on Saturday. The last 3 goals the Lions have conceded have been from set pieces, and it's cost them vital points. They conceded goals from corners against both Cardiff City and Derby. Those matches ended 1-0 and 1-1 respectively. Millwall have been excellent defensively other than against set pieces. They have only conceded 2 goals from open play in the past 8 league games, one of which was an effort from outside the box. Harris wants his side to improve in an area of the game where the Lions have historically excelled. This club over the last 10 years has predominantly been in the top 3 in the championship in set pieces, for and against. We're not going to make a big thing of it, but we need to be better. The good news is we only conceded 5 goals in 8 games, so that's important, and we'll focus on that. But I'll always identify areas where I feel we can improve. You know, sometimes it becomes a mentality thing. Did the players on the pitch at the time do enough to keep the ball out of the net? I think you can guess what my opinion is. I think you can guess what mine is as well. Now, moving on to this strange bit of news popping up late in the evening, because it's from America. The United States, indeed. This is from londonnewsonline.co.uk. So you know that Alex Aldridge, who was the scout for Millwall, and he has now got his first job since he was fired in the summer. He's going to America. He's going to Major League Soccer. Mill's former Director of Football Operations and Recruitment, Alex Aldridge, has landed a job in Major League Soccer. Aldridge has been appointed as Director of Scouting by Colorado Rapids. The American side are part of the sporting empire owned by Arsenal Supremo Stan Kroenke. Aldridge, Chief Executive Steve Kavanagh, and Chief Operating Officer Billy Taylor were all removed from their posts in May. Rapids issued a statement, and it said, "In his new role, Aldridge will oversee the Rapids scouting department, helping to build and implement the club's recruitment strategy across domestic and international markets." Aldridge arrives to Colorado following nearly 3 years with Millwall FC of England's EFL Championship, where he serves as a Director of Football Operations and Recruitment since March 2022. During his time at Millwall, Aldridge was instrumental in roster planning, contract negotiations, and player acquisitions, helping the club achieve one of its most competitive finishes in over 2 decades during the 22-23 season. Rapids president Patrick Smith said, "We're excited to welcome Alex to the Rapids as we continue to advance the club's long-term ambitions. Alex brings a wealth of experience and a depth of interesting knowledge, and that will greatly enhance our player identification and recruitment structure." Colorado Sporting Director Fran Taylor said, "Alex's arrival comes at a critical time for our roster building efforts. His expertise in identifying emerging talent and his track record of executing high-impact player acquisitions will immediately enhance our recruitment capabilities." All sounds very good, doesn't it? All sounds very good. I think they might be surprised there. So what I would imagine is going to happen is Sean Hutchinson's going to get a phone call. "Do you want to come and play in Colorado, lad?" Who else? Murray Wallace. "Do you want to come and play in Colorado?" And basically every Millwall player who's getting on a bit is probably going to get a call saying, "Do you want to come and play in Colorado?" I've never been, so I don't know if it's any good, but I know it's troubled times in America at the moment with this election coming up. So good luck out there. Now, obviously, we're playing tomorrow. Tomorrow is a Wednesday. Now, on Wednesdays, that's when the coffee mornings are. So what's happening is tomorrow's coffee morning is cancelled. They are not doing it because they have to set up for the game in the evening. You have to put all the tables down, put the tablecloths down, put the silverware down, and the napkins and the glasses. You have to set it all up, make it all nice. So they can't facilitate the coffee mornings on a Wednesday. In fact, the next two, because there's a game next week apparently. No, not next week, the week after on the 6th. That one's cancelled as well. So 2 of Millwall's Football Club's upcoming coffee mornings have been cancelled owing to the Lions Sky Bet Championship fixtures against Plymouth Argyle and Leeds United. The coffee mornings on Wednesday the 23rd of October and Wednesday the 6th of November will not take place. The next morning will see supporters able to enjoy hot and cold refreshments with like-minded Lions fans on Wednesday the 30th of October. So we will see you then. So next week is on. This week is not on, and 2 weeks' time is not on, but next week is on. This is from millwallfc.co.uk. So now we're going to start getting into the preview for tomorrow's game. Plymouth boss Wayne Rooney, Mill play with intensity but are less direct than before. Who's told him? Who told him? Plymouth Argyle head coach Wayne Rooney reckons that Millwall, their opponents tomorrow at Den, have tweaked their style of play this season. Yes, and what has it got us? It's got us just above the relegation zone. Shall we go back to boring football and winning games? I don't know. The Pilgrims head to SC16 off the back of a 5-0 defeat at Cardiff City on Saturday. Former England captain Rooney was appointed as Argyle's boss in May. He served a one-match touchline ban at the weekend for his red card against Blackburn, but will be back in the away dugout in South London. Lovely jubbly. I'm sure he's going to get a warm reception tomorrow. Rooney told Plymouth Argyle's official website, "They are slightly different to what they've been like over the last few years. Maybe not as direct as they were, but they play with a lot of intensity. They try to run all over you, and they rely on a lot of second balls. We know it's going to be a difficult game. The atmosphere there. If you allow the crowd to take part in the game, it can be very hostile as well. From our point of view, we have to go with our game plan to try and get that right for this game on Wednesday." Around 1,400 Plymouth supporters are set to be at the fixture. Wow, that's a fair old whack, but I imagine some of them will be living in London. "We're always motivated to try and win games, lad. But we look at the fans and the away form, since I've been here, and even before I was here, which hasn't been great, but, the fans are still there, and they're still behind the team, they're supporting the team. And we know they're spending a lot of money, we're there travelling a lot of miles to get behind the team. And we just hope that hopefully on Wednesday, we can give them something to enjoy the journey back afterwards. We've got a good journey, we've got a good opportunity, against another difficult team away from home to put that right." Well, I certainly do hope not. Now, at the time of filming this, when I started filming this, we were in the live table, because there are games being played in the Championship tonight. We were in the bottom three. Okay, shall I refresh it? I don't know if it refreshes itself. So this is the table from SofaScore. There is a game still going ahead because it was an 8 o'clock kickoff. Coventry took the lead. They went out of the bottom three, and we were in it. This game, obviously, nearly finishing. It kicked off at 8, so 8 to 8:45 to 9 to 9:45. If Coventry score again and they win this game, we will, at the end of the day, although with a game in hand, we will be in the bottom three. So, that's not good. Obviously, we still have a game in hand, even if we are in the bottom three, and that game in hand is tomorrow against the team in 20th. So, tomorrow is a big, big, big game. Big game. Massive. Now, if you want to watch this massive game, if you're in the UK or in Ireland, it is on Sky Sports Plus. If you're not in the UK or Ireland, or Great Britain should I say, you can watch it by buying a match pass from Millwall TV. There are no restrictions. This game is not being shown on any television channels outside of Great Britain and Ireland. So, here we go. Let's get into it. This is from 11v11.com. It's the historical record of matches between Millwall and Plymouth Argyle. The first match played, that would have been before the Den, 1907. That would have been North Woolwich, something like that. I'm not really sure. We beat them 2-0 in the FA Cup. And as you can see, we don't lose to Plymouth Argyle at home. The first one was in 1927 after many, 7 games. Another one in 1931, again 3-1, which is weird, 2 3-1 defeats. And then you have to go all the way down to 1952. That was a horrible year. Smog, really bad smog, killed a lot of people. Yeah. They beat us 2-0. And then, weirdly, there's 2 in a row, 1958, 1967. But, as you can see, as we scroll down, from 1967, it is a C of W, a D, a bit of a D here and there. all the way to last season, the end of last season, where we won 1-0. Yeah, this is a game we win. This is a game we don't lose. This is a game where if we haven't lost at home to Plymouth Argyle since 1967. So that's a fucking long time. We need to win this game tomorrow. I expect us, having seen this, to win this game tomorrow. If we don't win it tomorrow, I'm going to be feeling a certain way, and I'm sure you are too. So again, this massive game that we haven't lost at home to Plymouth in 18 games. Now, again, that's alarm bells as well, because what do I always say? The longer the run goes on, the next game in the situation, is the run going to continue, or is the run going to end? And the example that I often give is if you're playing a roulette wheel and it's red, and then it's red, and it's red about 10 times in a row, and you're sitting there watching this, are you going to have the balls to bet on black? Do you think it's going to come out black? Maybe the wheel's broken. Maybe there's a bias towards red. I don't know, but mathematically, the pure mathematics say that each spin is its own entity. But then how can there be red after red after red after red? How does that work? Well, And same here. How can we not lose to Plymouth Argyle in 18 games since 1967? Are we going to do it again? Are we going to beat them tomorrow? I certainly do hope so. But yeah, this is a game we win. This is a game we need to win. I expect us to win. If we don't, probably going to be, depending on the nature of the defeat, I'm probably going to be really annoyed. Really annoyed. So, this is the preview of the match from sportsmole.co.uk. Looking to earn their first win in 4 second-tier matches, Millwall will welcome a struggling Plymouth Argyle outfit to the Den on Wednesday night in the Championship. The Lions shared the spoils with newly promoted Derby County on the weekend, whilst the Pilgrims suffered a heavy defeat over the board at Cardiff City on Saturday afternoon. Since the 3-0 thumping of Sheffield Wednesday on August the 31st, Millwall have enjoyed just the single victory across 6 matches in the Championship, with Wednesday's hosts at the Den collecting only 2 points from their last 3 matches following the start of October. It appeared as if the Lions were heading towards their second defeat in 3 contests when Jerry Yates fired newly promoted Derby ahead in the capital on Saturday afternoon, but the hosts managed to respond, with Milo Ivanovic arriving off the bench to net his first goal since a record-breaking move from Serbia in the summer. Following a sobering mid-table finish during the 23-24 campaign, Millwall nervously looking over their shoulder during the opening months of the current term, with the capital club occupying 20th position in the Championship standings, 2 points ahead of 22nd place Cardiff. Well, that's changed obviously tonight. With 7 of their 10 second-tier points arriving at the Den so far this campaign, the Lions will be pleased to have another match at their base so soon after Saturday's stalemate versus Derby, who picked up their first away result of the term after 4 straight defeats on the road previously. The weekend's clash with the Rams was Neil Harris's 25th competitive match since taking the reins at the Den for a 3rd time back in February, with the 47-year-old winning 11, drawing 6 and losing just 8 of those matches across the Championship and EFL Cup. After the euphoria of beating Blackburn Rovers 3-1 prior to October's international break, Plymouth rollercoaster of a campaign continued on Saturday afternoon when Cardiff produced a 5-star performance, whilst Argyle boss Wayne Rooney sat in the stands due to a touchline ban. The Green Army were already 2 goals down before the star winger Ibrahim Sissoko was sent off in the 41st minute, with second-half strikes for Anwar El Ghazi, Callum Robinson and summer arrival Chris Willock putting some serious gloss on the score line for Omar Rizza's troops. Following the avoidance of relegation to League One by a single place and point during the 23-24 season, Plymouth looks set for another term battling the drop under the stewardship of Manchester United and England legend Wayne Rooney, with Wednesday's visitors lying 19th in the second-tier table. As mentioned by the Pilgrims' 38-year-old boss post-match on the weekend, Argyle's away form needs to improve drastically if they wish to extend their stay in the Championship past the 2-year mark after earning just 1 point from 5 second-tier outings so far in 24-25. After dragging Plymouth to Championship safety last season at the expense of Rotherham United, Huddersfield Town and Birmingham City by scoring 19 league goals, Morgan Whittaker has enjoyed a stuttering start to this campaign, finding the net on only 2 occasions across 10 appearances. Millwall will remain without the services of Middlesbrough loanee Josh Coburn, who is expected to be back in action next month from a leg injury. The Lions are also unable to call upon the services of midfielder Billy Mitchell, the 23-year-old academy graduate struggling with a hip issue. Tom Bradshaw's campaign has been plagued by a muscle injury today, meaning that the Serbian international Ivanovic could earn his maiden championship start on Wednesday night. Dismissed for violent conduct during the first half in South Wales on the weekend, Dutchman Sissoko will be unavailable for Plymouth in the English capital. The Pilgrims have suffered an injury blow in the form of Brendan Galloway, who is expected to be on the sidelines for the next 6 weeks. And their prediction at Sportsmole is Millwall 3, Plymouth Argyle 0. After battling back for a point against Derby on the weekend, Millwall will be desperate to grab all 3 points against Plymouth on Wednesday night. The Green Army are woeful on the road, and with little time between Saturday's morning at Cardiff and the trip to the Den, we are expecting a similar result for Rooney's side. And the viewers agree. Millwall got 75% in the poll underneath, so they're going for 3-0. They're going for 3-0. Let's move on to whoscored.com, quickly run through this. So they've only got 4 games here for some reason. So the last 4 games, 3 wins for Millwall, 1 draw, 8 goals for Millwall, only 3 goals for them. And not many cards. 1 card for us, 3 cards for them. That's not a lot. This is how the table is. So if we go to home form, Millwall are 17th in the home table, 2 wins, 1 draw, 2 defeats. So we've won 2 games all season. Both of those wins have come at home. Preston and Sheffield Wednesday. Away form. Oh dear. Is it going to be the same again? Obviously Cardiff had won a game, then they beat us. Derby hadn't got an away point, then they got an away point. Plymouth haven't got an away win so far this season. They've drawn 1 game, they've lost 4. They've only scored 1 away goal. We need to keep a clean sheet against this lot. We need to be winning to a clean sheet. They've only scored 1 away goal in 5 games. They've conceded 12. So, here we go. But if you look on the left, you look on the right, these are Millwall's home games, these are Plymouth's away games. They've had a lot of red cards. That's a lot of red cards. What's going on there? They failed to score in 5 of their last 6 away games. They failed to score. So the only goal, that away goal that I mentioned previously up here, that was scored against Queen's Park Rangers at Loftus Road in a game where they saw 2 players sent off, and I believe that QPR scored a late equaliser in that game. They haven't kept a clean sheet away from home. They failed to score against Sheffield Wednesday. They failed to score against Watford. They failed to score against West Bromwich Albion. They failed to score against Burnley, and they failed to score against Cardiff. So there you go. Interestingly, it looks like maybe the teams that are more direct, they concede more goals. Whereas teams that tippy-tappy about, West Brom and Burnley, they only beat them 1-0. Now, Millwall, obviously, we've only kept 1 clean sheet at home, which is not good enough. Where are the clean sheets? Where are they? If we don't keep a clean sheet, you need to score 2 goals to win. And we haven't been doing that. The only game we did it was against Preston. We won 3-1. So the 2 wins are 3-0 and a 3-1. Here's the strengths and weaknesses. You obviously Plymouth have a lot of weaknesses. We have a lot of strengths. There's the styles of play, etc., etc., etc. So let's get on to the prediction from WhoScored.com. What did they say? Millwall responded well after falling behind to Derby on Saturday, scoring 7 minutes later through substitute Mihailo Ivanovic to claim a deserved point. Despite that comeback, the home side are winless in 3 league games ahead of the visit of Plymouth. Wayne Rooney can only watch on at Cardiff City Stadium on Saturday as the first half Ibrahim Sissoko red card killed any chance of a comeback. The Pilgrims went on to lose 5-0 against Omar Rizza's side, marking their 3rd successive away league defeat. But they go for Millwall 1, Plymouth 1. Again, so someone's seen something, because that is obviously, they don't think we're going to steamroll them. They think it's going to be a draw. So is it going to be the same old? Is it going to be a stupid mistake that where we give them a goal? Is it going to be where we huff and we puff but we fail to blow their doors down? I'm going to go for Mill 2, Plymouth 0. I think we will win. What I think the problem is, and I've mentioned this in the stats videos and other videos, whenever we have more possession than the opposition, we never win those games. Well, very rarely win those games. It's not the way we do. It's not like we like doing that. It's not the way we play. I think we're going to have a lot of possession against Plymouth, and I think it's going to be 2-0, but it's going to be that kind of 2-0 where it's not very confident, it's not very self-assured. It's going to be like ground out. It's going to be kind of, it might even be 0-0 at half time, and then we kind of step it up in the second half, and we manage to kind of get like a lucky break for the goal, and then as they maybe come out a bit more to try and get the equaliser, then we get the second. I don't think we're going to steamroll them. I think it's going to be a attritional game. Would be interesting to see the side that gets picked. Does Ivanovic start? Are there changes made? Because obviously we're not doing too well. Do changes get made? Obviously we've got 3 games in a week. That needs to be managed. So it will be interesting, because this arguably is the easiest of the 3 games. If you were to bring some of the bench players in, this would be the game that you would do it. Namely, Ivanovic. Do you bring Ivanovic on? Does he start? We wait to see. But obviously, he made a goal for himself at the weekend. How's he going to do playing more time with other players? Yeah, but like I said, I'm going to go for Mill 2, Plymouth 0. And on that note, thank you for watching, and goodbye.